That's the main thing. You don't want to rust out. You want to wear out. You want to get to that last time and go, what a ride.
In Fishers, Jessica Grunling, WRTV.
Active. Hey, we're on the couch now, joined by our new Storm Team meteorologist here for Good Morning Indiana, Chris Swain. Chris, welcome to GMI. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Back home to Indiana.
This feels like a dream. I mean, I can't. Wake me up if this is, because I'm so excited to be home. Yeah. I'm from Brownsburg.
Yep.
So, as you mentioned, it's a homecoming for me, much like yourself, Hoosier born and raised. I went to St. Malachy in Brownsburg.
Okay.
On Green Street there, where all the big apartments are now.
It's crazy when you drive past and see how things have changed. How long have you been out of Indiana?
11 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I graduated from Ball State.
He's back. We're keeping him.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, I'm happy to be here. This has been a long time coming.
But it's crazy. Yeah. How different was it for you to be gone for so long? I mean, you obviously saw family here. You came back to visit a little bit, but when you come back and you're officially back, how weird is it for you to think, wow, I'm navigating the streets that I did 11 years ago on a regular basis?
I've moved a lot of places in my professional career. It's so nice to not have to put everything into the GPS.
Oh, I'm sure. You still remember it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Things have changed so much. I left for 2 years, and I'm like, I still don't know how to get places.
Very different. I'll tell you, being a meteorologist, too, opening like the radar app and already seeing it like on Indy. Like I have a friend ask a question about, hey, is it going to rain in Muncie here the next hour? And it's already lined up. So that's been I'm absorbing still.
Yeah.
It's been a couple weeks, but man, it's just.
We are lucky to have Chris and excited for you to join the team here. It's fun to have, two Hoosier natives here on Good Morning Indiana. What I guess obviously for you looking forward, I mean, what are you hoping for? I know gonna welcome a baby here soon.
Yeah, August. My wife and I are having our first child, and that was a big driver to come home and just have the family around and to raise a child in a state like this.
And he says child because he doesn't know yet.
I don't know. We're waiting to find out. Here's how the conversation went. My wife was like, do you want to find out? And my wife was like, no. And then
you don't get a choice.
So, yeah, that was
Listen, Mom always has the choice in the final word.
Absolutely.
Well, we are excited to dive more into what Chris has to offer here on Good Morning Indiana. We're going to check back in with him in a little bit, but there's still more to come here on Good Morning Indiana, including solo travel is becoming more popular than ever, more brave people than I am. We're going to explain why it is and why it's going to continue. Chris?
Yeah, speaking of travel, this morning, if you're headed out, it's active. Rain across the state. It gets better from here. Sunshine on the way and a big warm-up. I think you're like the forecast.
Can't wait for it. Stick with us here on Good Morning Indiana. It's all going to continue just after this.
You're watching WRTV, part of the Scripps News Group.
This morning, nearly 24 people are lucky to be alive in Tennessee, where their packed skydiving plane came crashing down just minutes after takeoff.
The plane experienced an unknown issue that resulted in the impact with both the trees and terrain.
This was the scene in Tullahoma yesterday afternoon. A small plane mangled on the ground, debris scattered across the field, the tail torn off, and a missing wing still tangled in a nearby tree. 20 people were on board when officials say the twin turboprop crashed just 1,000 feet from the end of the runway. At least 7 passengers were injured. 3 of them were transferred to the hospital via helicopter.
Those that remained on the plane were assessed and cared for by emergency EMT and given any kind of treatment that they needed for what seemed to be a lot of, as you would expect, bumps and bruises and those types of things.
Incredibly, nobody was killed in the crash and nobody on the ground was hurt. There is a skydiving school near the Tullahoma Regional Airport, but authorities have not said if the school is connected to the crash. Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
This cab is a truck driver's office. They normally spend 10 to 12 hours a day inside, hauling cargo from ports to distributors. So less cargo means fewer hours for truckers and millions of workers. Julio Garcia wants to be on the road as much as possible, but lately there hasn't been enough work to fill his schedule.
If they don't have cargo, then there's no work.
Yes, those tariffs, I think, is affecting us big time.
Garcia's job and around 4 million others across the United States rely on business at the ports of Los Angeles and Long Beach. But managers at both ports say President Trump's widespread tariffs or taxes on imports are causing a slowdown. They're seeing cargo decreases by 10% or more from this time last year. How do truckers feel right now about all the tariff policies?
I heard everybody is very worried about job is getting slower. I'm taking less money to my house, so it gets me stressed with my bills.
Those cargo numbers can also lead to layoffs. The Port of Long Beach CEO estimates that a 10% cargo loss equates to around 100,000 jobs lost in industries across the country.
Impact me to thinking what's going to happen if things get worse and I lose my job, and what am I going to do?
Is there any light at the end of the tunnel for some of these drivers?
The light at the end of the tunnel, I think most people thought was a train coming right at them. So we're in a position now where, because of the uncertainty, it's hard to say.
Matt Schrapp is the CEO of the Harbor Trucking Association. He emphasized that these tariffs affect jobs beyond the ports, trickling down to warehouses and retail workers.
This is having real-world impacts on the local economy and the larger U.S. economy at the same time.
President Trump says his policies will eventually improve trade practices and support American jobs.
How long is it going to take? When are they going to fix it? Because we just living day by day.
In the short term, people like Garcia are hit the hardest. Perla Shaheen, Scripps News Group.
We're getting into the warmer months, and a lot of people are about to be taking some well-deserved vacations. I'm outside of Max Adventure. It's a travel company with an office in Denver. They help you plan your perfect vacation, and they say that for a lot of people, that perfect vacation may be alone. Hotel reservations, travel accommodations, knowing which route to take. There's a lot that goes into planning a vacation.
We're sending people on a truly life-changing adventure and letting them see the world and how we think it should be seen.
Lauren McFadden is a customer service director for Max Adventure. They're one of the many travel companies that specialize in planning self-guided hiking and biking vacations to Europe, Japan, and New Zealand.
Anywhere from extreme through hikes that are 18 miles a day to easier going discovery tours that maybe include a rail journey or e-biking.
Tours you can take at your own pace, and it might surprise you to hear more and more people are taking these tours as solo adventures.
It's a big challenge that people like to partake and figure out, can they do this?
And now most of the people answering yes to that question are women, who make up 57% of all solo travelers, up 4% from last year. Many women feel safer than ever thanks to social media, the internet, and travel apps from companies like Max.
They track you along as you go. It tells you how far you have to walk that day, how far you've already walked and need to go. We handle all of that for you, and you don't have to go and figure it all out on your own.
McFadden believes self-guided tours and solo vacations are here to stay.
It's not a fad, and I think as just technology improves and the safety of regions and the accessibility of regions, that's why it's easier to get out there and go on your own.
And if you're thinking about finally taking that bucket list trip,
it's okay to get out of your comfort zone, but talk to somebody that knows what they're talking about.
Ethan Carlson, Scripps News Group.
Good morning. It's an active start to the day so far with a couple of rumbles of thunder, flash of lightning. Temperature readings have been in the low 60s, which has been a big jump from where we were over the past couple of days. And as we stay more active, many of us waking up to some thunder. Maybe Mother Nature set a little earlier of an alarm clock for you than normal. Here's a look at satellite and radar right now. Most of us will stay this way as we head through the early morning hours. It's the next couple of hours as this gradually starts to clear before skies get back to some sunshine for the second half of the day. Temperature readings in the 50s and 60s, pretty mild, all things considered. So the drive to work is just going to be windshield wipers and then getting better by the time we head home. In fact, here's your day planner today. A big improvement here in the next couple of hours. Give it through 8 and 9 a.m. before these showers get out of here, and that'll linger in the eastern part of the state before we clear back to sunshine by midday. Let me time it out here on TrueCast. This cold front, slow-moving system gets out of here by the afternoon. I can't rule out a spotty shower working its way through by the afternoon, but skies gradually start to clear. And then there's the sunshine and even starshine tonight. A quick look at Thursday evening into Wednesday morning shows a really calm system working its way in. Second half of the week looks much better with sunny skies. Maybe you got some yard work you need to get done. It's been pretty active the past week or so. It'll be nice to get a little bit of a break. Tonight, a spotty shower possible. That's mainly in the early evening hours, but temperature readings in the mid-50s. And then as we get through tomorrow, a quick glance at Wednesday. Dry across the board. In fact, sunny skies early through the evening hours. We got at least a couple-day window of some dry skies. Here's a look at your planning forecast. The 7-day will start with the next 3. And a quick glance at Wednesday with the Pacers coming back in town. The Thunder Game 3, which you can watch right here. Thunder at Indiana. Dry and mild headed to the game. If you want to go downtown, watch the game, or maybe you got tickets, it'll be pretty nice for the second half of the evening. Dry skies and a nice forecast. Look at the second half of the week. We'll go Wednesday, Thursday with highs in the mid-80s, temperatures running pretty mild, and then some showers back by Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So the back half of the 7-day forecast a little more active with temperature readings in the mid to low 80s. Saturday and Sunday could feature a rumble thunder, a flash of lightning as we hold mild to get everything done before the weekend. Those showers working their way in, but we'll keep a close eye on that. Sunday is Father's Day. Just a reminder.
A good reminder indeed. Chris, thank you for that. Let's look at your roadways. That crash here on I-70 near Holt Road has cleared, so that's good news if you are headed out the door this morning. You can see how wet that pavement is out there on I-70. Keep that in mind as you're headed out the door this morning. I am not sure that we're seeing any areas of ponding or pooling and whatsoever, but keep that in mind. There could be some areas where that pavement is a bit wet, so allow a little extra time, some extra space between you and the car in front of you. More news and weather headlines for you as Good Morning Indiana continues in just a few minutes.
I'm Holly Furfer with a look at what's happening today. President Trump's travel ban on 12 countries goes into effect today. The new ban includes Afghanistan, Myanmar, Haiti, Iran, and Libya, among many others. Meanwhile, 7 other countries face tougher restrictions on who is allowed to visit the U.S. They include Cuba, Venezuela, and 5 others. In a video, Trump explained the travel ban decision, saying some countries had deficient screening and vetting or have historically refused to take back their own citizens. A hearing is scheduled to take place in Madison, Wisconsin today for the father of a girl involved in a private school shooting last year. Jeffrey Ruppnow is facing felony charges for allegedly giving his daughter the guns she used in that shooting. His 15-year-old daughter killed a teacher and a classmate and injured 6 others before dying by suicide. Ruppnow has apparently tried to bond with his daughter through firearms, and he provided her access to them. Electronic voting kicks off today for the Democratic National Committee. It's trying to decide whether it needs to redo the election for 2 of its vice chairs. The DNC is considering the revote because it says it received complaints that there were issues with how the balloting was conducted in February. The seats of Vice Chairs David Hogg and State Representative Malcolm Kenyatta are in jeopardy. If a majority of the DNC members decide to go to a revote, the party would cast ballots for the vice chairs June 12th and the 15th.
An Indianapolis teen mom defying the odds and pursuing her path to college. We take a look at her remarkable milestone and the resources that helped her along the way.
Only on WRTV. From Indy streaming news leader, this is Good Morning Indiana, streaming now.
Right now in Good Morning Indiana, speed cameras hoping to catch zooming drivers in construction zones in Indiana. But are they working? We take a look at some of the results and how many drivers have been warned. And a proud moment for an Indianapolis teen mom as she's set up on her pathway to college. We take a look at the resources that made her high school graduation possible. And helping kids uncover hidden opportunities through numbers. I'll take you to a math camp giving children a path to success. Good morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us. A math camp, something I'm certainly would not be very good at. There's that hidden phrase, you know, if you join this business, you might not be too good at math. Not for you guys in the meteorology world, though, Chris.
It depends on the time of day, Caitlin. Pretty early this morning. So
it is early, but you're tracking some wet weather this morning.
Yeah, the thunder woke me up, and maybe you too at home. It's been active early this morning. We've had a couple of rumbles of thunder across the area with some really heavy rain working its way through, stretching up from Muncie back to Seymour. You'll get this through the morning hours. So heading right out the door, it'll be running the windshield wipers, but a sharp cutoff here. If you're west of this system, dry skies fill in pretty quick. It'll be a couple of clouds left over, but getting better. Here's a look outside where thunderstorms working their way in. We just heard a rumble of thunder outside the station. Temperature readings in the 60s. Nothing strong out of this, but some noisy thunder showers working their way through early. Across the state, readings in the 50s and 60s. Temperatures running pretty mild so far, and then we'll plan out the rest of the day here with all those showers up front. Most of the activity expected to clear out of here by the time we get to 7 through 8 a.m. The farther east you are, the better chance to see some lingering rain. Temperature readings in the 60s and then back to the 70s by the afternoon. Any outdoor plans, we'll call it noon and beyond, looks a lot better. Clearing skies, temperature readings running pretty mild. It'll be a nice day in store for the second half of the day. We just got to get through this rain up front. That'll set the tone for the week. A lot to look forward to. I know it's been an active couple of weeks, so some dry time on the way. Look at that in the full forecast coming up.
Looking forward to it, Chris. Thank you. And look at your roadways. They are wet. As Chris just warned you, things are a little bit rainy here this morning. Those windshield wipers certainly moving for plenty of folks heading into downtown Indianapolis here from I-65 at Keystone Avenue. Keep in mind that roadways may be slick in a few spots. There might be some pooling or some ponding in some of those bridges and overpasses and underpasses. So just something to have in your front of your mind if you're heading out the door this morning. We're not seeing any crashes, buildups, or delays at this point. A few slowdowns near those construction zones, but that's typical this time of hour, just after 5:30. As folks are getting closer to that 7 o'clock hour, things will get busier out there. My best advice to drivers, if you're heading out the door this morning, leave a few minutes early just because of the rain that's coming down this morning. Also allow plenty of time between you and the car in front of you. We're going to keep an eye on your roadways, but everything on traffic maps is green, which means everyone is traveling at or around posted speed limits. We'll let you know if that changes here as Good Morning Indiana continues.
Hey guys, Meredith Hackler here, and I'm at a construction site on I-70 in Hancock County. This was one of the first sites to get speed enforcement cameras. Workers here say they noticed a huge difference when drivers were passing through.
Our office, everyone comes through our office, and so we want everybody to be able to go home.
According to the Indiana Department of Labor, nationally, there are approximately 40,000 crashes in work zones every year. Chad Scott advocated for the speed control pilot program because he has seen the carnage that speeding in a work zone can create.
I've lost a coworker in the past. I've seen that tragedy from a distracted driver that was in our zone. And, you know, I don't ever want to have to go through that again.
And he feels the best way to accomplish that is by continuing the program. INDOT began enforcing the program on May 5th. So far, they've sent out 25,000 first violation warnings for drivers who are going 11 miles over the speed limit in the ClearPath I-465, I-69 construction area.
The first tickets, with fines associated could happen at any time. We're up over that 25,000 mark for first violations. So second violations, could happen really at any time.
A ticket that could serve as a life-saving deterrent and program that road workers say is making them and drivers safer.
The traveling public started to actually slow down and pay attention to the speed limit sign, so it was awesome.
Shortly after those were implemented, we could see, and everyone that was working on site could see the drastic slowdown in traffic.
Meredith Hackler, WRTV.
A 17-year-old single mom is graduating high school early. I'm WRTV's Nadja Wood showing you the special school that helped make sure she succeeded and walked across the stage. This is the goal Demaya Norman has been working towards since she started her freshman year at Indianapolis Metropolitan High School.
I'm ecstatic to graduate my junior year. That's a real big treat for me.
The proud graduate walking across the stage at 17, a milestone she didn't always think she could reach when she found out she was pregnant with twins at just 15.
I was shocked, of course, and I was scared. I did have the thoughts of dropping out. I was a freshman, pregnant with twins. I felt like a stereotype.
But staff at her high school were determined to help her be more than that, and Demaya was too.
I was determined to finish high school. This school gave me a lot of resources.
The non-traditional school was founded by Goodwill Education Initiatives in 2004. It supports students like Demaya who might face barriers to their education.
We work really hard to help remove those barriers. We have an additional initiative and focus on taking care of the student as a whole and providing services that help the family.
Some of those wraparound services include transportation and housing assistance, free childcare, and an elective course on child development.
Finding out that I was getting credits just for showing up and learning about being a teen mom, that felt amazing.
Through the high school, Demaya was able to take college courses, earn her QuickBooks certification, and even get a job.
It's not just that she's survived, but she's actually thrived, and we are so proud of her.
Now as the teen, high school graduate, and mom of twins prepares to head to Ball State University on a full-ride scholarship, she's sending a message to her 15-year-old self.
I'm very proud of you for continuing to go to school.
What would you say to yourself now?
Girl, you did it. Like it's the end of the road. Can't nobody stop you.
Naja Woods, WRTV.
The Pacers are coming back to Indiana with a tied series in the NBA Finals. After the Thunder were dealt a loss in Game 1, the team responded with a 35-9 run from the end of the first quarter to the midway of the second game during Game 2. The Thunder would have an 18-point lead at halftime, where Indiana would never lead in the second half and never got closer than 15 points before that final buzzer. 123-107, the final score there. The Pacers will now host the next 2 games at Gainbridge Fieldhouse starting this Wednesday night at 8:30. Sometimes life isn't as easy as 1, 2, 3. Sometimes it can be more of an algebra problem, finding your X so you can uncover hidden opportunities. That's what a math camp in Indianapolis is trying to do, to provide Black and brown students with high-level math to bridge a gap in opportunity. Step inside Exponential Prime Academy.
Good job.
It certainly doesn't seem like school's out for summer.
Think like Iona Howard first.
But these students are hard at work.
We do tests, but they don't get graded.
It's math camp. Of course there's no real grades.
I want us to think for a minute.
But there is real learning happening here.
We've been learning like the power of twos, fractions, multiplication, and long division.
It's a chance for students to challenge themselves in the STEM world.
I'm learning a lot of new math I didn't learn in second grade.
That's what this is all about, to show these students they can do these type of things.
It's an opportunity for them to push past the norm. So a lot of the times, lower income families, they don't have access to the robotics programs, the engineering programs, the math programs that push our students to be more than just the norm.
Exponential Prime's whole mission is to bridge the gap for Black and brown students so they can have equal opportunity.
It's really amazing to see them grow and like go from like maybe even crying about one problem to feeling super confident and being like, I got it, I got it.
The hope is that offering rigorous math will give these students an upper hand when testing.
If we don't put that in front of them early, they won't have the opportunity to learn and grow in college.
Exponentia says there are real systemic barriers and biases that prevent too many Black and brown students from pursuing advanced coursework, a degree in STEM, and careers in the STEM field.
I kind of want to become a teacher. I want to be an astronaut because it's fun and you learn new stuff.
Gotta know a lot of math if you're going to be an astronaut. What a cool thing for them. If the summer camp, by the way, also teaches those students about historical figures who are Black and brown in the STEM world. So excited to just see kids learning. When you go in there and you talk to those kids and think, you know, I want to be an astronaut, I want to be a teacher. Yeah. Did you always want to be a meteorologist?
No, I didn't.
Wow,
I mean, even up to high school, I wanted to be like an Air Force pilot, but then, yeah.
Oh, the glasses
held me back. But when I did discover it in college.
Yeah. So college was your time.
Crystal clear, yeah. I started on Newslink, Indiana. It was like our public broadcasting in Muncie. Yeah,
Ball State grad here. This is Chris Swain, if you are just now joining us. He's joining us here on Good Morning Indiana. We kind of forget. People are joining at different times.
Right.
Chris, born and raised here in Indiana, in Brownsburg area.
Yeah,
so excited to have him back here. Chris, I told you we were going to do this, so I'm hoping you can tell us maybe like top 3 things or places you're most excited to have easily accessible. You know, some restaurants, or maybe it's the fact that family's here. What is it?
That's number one.
That's number one.
Far and away, yeah. Hi, Mom. It's Jackie,
Hi, Mom.
by the way.
Hi, Jackie.
Yeah. She's
excited to get to know your son. And your brother's watching too?
Yeah, my sister.
Okay, your sister. Sorry.
She's excited this morning. I mean, just being back with family, my cousins.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's incredible. I'm expecting our first child in August. Yeah. So to have them
family
grow up,
so
just it's everything. We're waiting to find out the gender. So
yeah, excited for that. Okay, other than family, restaurants, what do they not have where you've been that you're excited to have back? Anything?
You know, every now and then Culver's. This is a
I
Midwest
love me a good
place.
Culver's
yeah,
burger.
it's like not where I came from. Maryland, Baltimore. It just didn't have that there as much. So this is nice to
Okay,
home.
burger guy or chicken? Are you like, do you get the burger or chicken tenders?
Man, I'll switch it up, either one. You know.
I'm the same every
pork
time.
tenderloin here though. The sandwich is to be back in Indiana sweet corn, just fairs, local community, just knowing people. I mean, it's just Midwest friendly. Does not exist everywhere else. It's very much here.
Yeah.
It's so nice to have.
Well, we're excited for the big Midwest welcome here for you you here on GMI, and hopefully all of you at home will be excited for Chris to join us too. Hey, there's still a lot more to get here on Good Morning Indiana, including trade talks between the U.S. and China. That's happening right now. We're going to tell you about where the negotiations stand and what it means for your wallet. Chris?
An eye on an active radar early this morning. Storms and showers in place, rumble thunder, some heavy rain, lots of time out. We get better later this week.
Oh, that's good to know. Those windshield wipers are working overtime this morning. We'll be back with more news and weather for you when Good Morning Indiana continues.
Sunscreen you can't feel.
You're watching WRTV, part of the Scripps News Group.
I'm very comfortable that this deal is about to be closed.
President Donald Trump says top U.S. and Chinese officials are holding trade talks in London today. They follow his call with Chinese leader Xi